This week, all over the world, complete strangers chose kindness. 7 incredible true stories. 6 countries. 1 unforgettable week. From a store owner in Japan to a whole town saving a ranch in Nebraska. Stick around because story number 7 will get you. Let's go. Welcome back to Humankind TV. This week, the 7 days from June 8th to June 14th, 2026. The world quietly filled up with kindness. From a convenience store in Japan to a wildfire-scorched ranch in Nebraska, ordinary people chose to show up for strangers, for animals, and for their neighbors. Let's count down 7 true stories that prove humans really are kind. Our first stop is Niigata Prefecture in western Japan. As a heat wave rolled in, 63-year-old store owner Tatsuya Takahashi put up signs at 3 of his shops. If you feel unwell, please come inside and cool off. You don't have to buy a thing. The notice went viral, liked by 500,000 people, and even inspired a nationwide Cool Share campaign. Takahashi says he was simply paying forward the kindness a restaurant showed him years ago when he collapsed from heat stroke. Proof that one good deed really can come full circle. Next, to Kelowna, British Columbia. When Dira Jordan and her husband Sharon were run off the road and their car rolled. Dira's first thought wasn't her own injuries, it was Daisy, their Australian shepherd, who had bolted. What happened next was extraordinary. The whole community mobilized. People brought food, thermal imaging drones, even satellite links. A volunteer search and rescue member named Forrest Kellerman and his wife Tracy searched for days. 96 hours after the crash, Daisy was reunited with her family. As Dira put it, complete strangers came out of the woodwork. Story 3 takes us to Lockport, Illinois. For 4 years, Ray and Shelley Romolt had dreamed of new neighbors moving into the empty lot beside their home. But when construction finally neared, they spotted 4 speckled killdeer eggs resting in the dirt. Rather than stay quiet, they asked the builder to wait. Remarkably, the company, D.R. Horton, listened, confirmed the birds were federally protected, taped off the nest, and postponed their dig date until the chicks could hatch. Sometimes compassion means putting your own wishes on hold for 4 tiny eggs. From individual acts to a whole country celebrating them. On June 10th in Hanoi, Vietnam's leadership hosted a reception honoring 100 ordinary people featured on VTV's long-running Good Deeds program. Everyday citizens who quietly lift up their communities. The takeaway that I love here. Kindness was described not just as a personal virtue but as social capital, a cultural strength that holds a civilized society together. When a nation stops to thank its quiet helpers, it tells everyone that good deeds matter. Story 5 is a reminder that kindness needs no shared language. Father and son George and Josh Kohler from near Norwich spent 14 months cycling 18,000 miles around the world, breaking 3 Guinness World Records. But when asked for their standout moment, Josh didn't mention a record. He described a shepherd on a remote hillside in Turkey who shouted them over, sat them down by his campfire, and shared his breakfast of eggs, bread, and cheese. They couldn't understand a word of each other's language, and it didn't matter at all. Staying in British Columbia for a charming one, Leah Wilson noticed dozens of crows dive-bombing a rooftop and discovered one of their own trapped in a rain gutter, far too high to reach. So she walked over to a nearby fire truck and recruited the crew, who climbed up and freed the bird. It was rehabilitated and released. And here's the magical part. Ever since, the neighborhood crows have been dropping little thank-you gifts at her feet on her walks. Kindness, it seems, gets noticed even by the birds. Our final story is about generosity on an enormous scale. After the largest wildfire in Nebraska history burned every single acre of Mike and Kayla Wince's 11,000-acre ranch, they faced losing everything. Then the phone started ringing. Anonymous donors, farmers, ranchers, truck drivers from as far away as South Carolina sent roughly $80,000 worth of hay. Convoys of 20-plus trucks rolled across the plains, with schoolchildren cheering them on. And almost every rancher offered help said the same thing. Send it to my neighbor first. They didn't want the glory. They just wanted to help. And that's the week. In just 7 days, June 8th to the 14th, we saw kindness on every continent we visited. A store owner in Japan, a community in Canada, a couple protecting eggs and a town saving a ranch in the U.S., a nation honoring its helpers in Vietnam, and a shepherd in Turkey sharing breakfast with British cyclists. If these stories made you smile, do one kind thing today and pass it on. Like, subscribe, and stay kind. I'll see you next week on Humankind TV.